When you're meditating for a long time, when you're meditating since childhood, like I have, you understand that it's a way to be. It's a state of consciousness. It's an embodiment of a frequency, of a consciousness. So I see people like to dress it up, and that's totally fine. You can tweak everything and anything in this life to suit you. But when we strip back the frills and the frolics and the trends and the memes of meditation, we get back to it being about quietening the mind, allowing the mind to go deep into the body and the body's intelligence. And by dropping into that intelligence, into that space and creating space, we're actually dropping out of the physical and we're dropping deeper, which is paradoxically higher, into the higher mind. So if you can drop all assumptions of meditation and drop all ideas and concepts and idealistic notions of what meditation looks like, what it feels like. Because what often happens is, so I've been teaching groups of meditation and also individually for a long, long time. And some people will come and say, Aoibheann, I cannot meditate. I can't visualize. When you're guiding me with the visualizations, I can't visualize. And I'd say, well, I don't think that's true. When I say, breathe in the color yellow, you can have a feeling sensation of yellow. You can have a feeling of your solar plexus, right? It doesn't have to be visual. It doesn't have to be a guided visualization. You can, and we all interpret our senses in different ways, and we all learn and grow using different methods and different intrinsic, innate patterning that works for us. So there's all different types of learning. Some people are very visual, some people are auditory, some people are kinesthetic. So just allow your body and allow your soul to show you, to engage with you in its own very natural, organic way when you meditate. So a great way to start is simply to drop into the moment. Now, some people like to do the whole ritual, and that's beautiful. I used to do that. You know, you'd set up your little statue with your incense and your candle. Some people prefer to have music on in the background, maybe put on some binaural beats, maybe put on a guided meditation. I learned to meditate in the silence, in the stillness of the moment in my childhood. The angel showed me in my bedroom how to just sit down, sit in lotus position, and just drop into the depths and the empty space, because they showed me that in the empty space is everything. That's the paradox of it. There's actually everything in that empty space. So I've done videos in the past talking about how when you become nothing, you access everything, right? Sorry, the sun is a bit glary. I would say the goal, or and that that's a paradox, because there is no goal with meditation. We don't want a goal. We don't want an inner tension, right? We've no agenda, and that's the whole point, because the ego mind is so clever, and it can trick us into thinking we're doing something for the enjoyment of it, when actually there's a hidden agenda. There's an unconscious agenda. We don't want an agenda with meditation. We want it to be pure. We want it to be as natural as when you were a child and you were content sitting back in school maybe, or in your parents' home, and you just drifted into a daydream out the window. That's pure meditation. That's what you want to be aiming for. Now, daydreaming is a beautiful way to meditate. It's very, very good. It resets the nervous system and it regulates the breathing patterns and everything. But if you're not naturally falling into that category of daydreaming, which as we get older, I think gets harder for us to do, because our physical mind is so active and so busy. In order for the daydreaming to happen, you need to be in that pure childlike state of receiving, that receptive state. So just even taking a few moments, and you don't even have to meditate with your eyes closed. Like, there's no rules. You get to make meditation whatever. It's like prayer. There's no rules for prayer. And if people tell you there are, I would run in the other direction, because prayer, meditation, it's all an act of connecting with the divine nature, and that's a personal experience, right? But I would say just make sure your spine is straight, because that's going to help with your breathing. It's going to line up the chakra system. That's going to be helpful, right? We don't want to be, we want to be nice and straight and comfortable. We want to be able to let go physically of our muscles and our bones, so that perhaps sitting in a nice supportive chair is helpful, or you can lie flat on your back. Make sure that everything's nice and flat. And simply tuning in to this moment. Now, you can practice this on public transport. You can practice this in a shared house, in a room you rent in a shared house. The whole goal is, and again, there's no goal, that's the paradox of spirituality. We say these things as guidance, but truly, it's like learning music. You're told to learn all the notes, learn how to read the sheets of music paper. And then to become a master and to become a true artist, you have to abandon the sheets of paper, abandon what you've learned about the notes, and just play the damn music. It's the same with meditation, right? It's about accepting this moment for what it is. So if you're someone who likes to have everything peaceful and quiet, and you've got your incense burning, you've got the right music and it's the right temperature and you have everything ready, that's great. And if you can do that and you enjoy that, you knock yourself out. But for those of us who live very action-packed, busy lives, and who do not wish to forfeit meditation, but actually believe that it's an everyday thing and it's a natural thing, just like the child daydreaming, just like when you're caught in a daydream going along on the bus ride. It's about, and this is the whole point to teach you, to accept that you can find that inner stillness. You can find that perfect, divine, sacred connection, that empty space inside you. Even when there's a crazy whirlwind of a storm of rage flying around you, whether it be in your workplace or your home environment or in your marriage or with a friend who's freaking out, or you're having a row with your brother. The whole point is that you can listen to what's going on in your environment. I can hear the birds tweeting outside. I can hear somebody's voice to my right downstairs. I can feel the energy of this moment. Don't try and fix it. Don't try and make it perfect. Meditation is not about control. In the Western world, we grow up in a very controlled culture. We're told, control your hair, which is why I don't. Control how you speak. Control your emotions. Control your anger. Control how you dress. Control your weight. Control your breasts. Put them away. We can't see your nipples. Control it. Control everything. Control how you interact with people. Control how you eat and what you eat and when you eat. Control what time you get up at in the morning. Control, control, control. This is killing us. It's driving us crazy. We are freedom-seeking beings. We've lost the connection with our wild nature. And that wild nature is authentic, it's genuine, it's pure. That's why I love light language, because it breaks me out of control. It's total, innocent, unadulterated, untouched expression. I've been doing it since I'm a child. I used to get so badly teased by other kids. What the hell are you saying? What is that? You're just making up a language. Well, yeah, kinda. I'm channeling my higher divine nature, that soul language of light. They didn't understand that. I didn't even understand it. I just knew that it healed me. It helped me. It helped me remove blocks. It helped me face my fears. It helped me to feel better. And meditation, I guarantee you, if you take these tips on board, if you put this into practice, meditation will do the same. But let it be easy. Let it flow. Let it be without limitation. Let it be without rules and regulations, and surrender to the moment. And that's the whole point. That you're not trying to set everything up perfectly with the perfect light and the perfect temperature and the perfect way it's got to look and be and sound and feel. Because you're doing that so much in the rest of your existence, right? You're using up all this energy. You're burning up all this life force. You're literally using the hours of your life to try and make everything perfect. And believe me, I understand that. But it is soul destroying. It will wring the juice out of everything that's good and messy and beautiful and chaotic and creative and passionate about your life. There's an app for everything now. It makes me laugh. Next thing they'll be telling us, we have an app for your breathing. We have an app for your heart rate to actually pump your heart for you. What happened to the good old-fashioned faith in the divine, in God, in nature? Nature is a frequency, it's an energy, and it carries us and it flows through us and we breathe it. And we are losing that connection by handing it over to social media, artificial intelligence. And there's all this trend hopping and narrations that are stolen from the truth, stolen from the true spiritual teachers and healers of the world, who, by the way, as I've said this before, the best of us are living in a cave somewhere. They're not on Instagram in a bikini saying high vibes, you know? So meditation is about truly becoming one with this presence. And when you get used to tapping into that space and it becomes a home, it becomes a familiar, frequented place of belonging inside you. When shit hits the fan and when things get real or things get tough, you can drop in there and you'll be so good at practicing being in that space. I mean, literally, meditation has saved my life a million times. I've turned to meditation with heartbreak, with loneliness, with depression, with anxiety, you name it. Meditation can bring you back into alignment. But you need to allow it to happen. If you're waiting for the perfect setup, you're waiting for the perfect moment, you're waiting for things to be just so you can meditate, or you're like, oh, I haven't got time. Well, if you haven't got time, you really need to meditate. You need to make time. If you're telling me you haven't got time, boy, do you need meditation. Because meditation actually takes us out of time. It takes us out of the time-space continuum, and it brings us back into our eternal nature. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Be kind, give a like, subscribe if you like this content, and I wish you meditative, everyday blessings of living and life. And I do feel in 2024, we're being asked to slow down. We're being asked to become more meditative. And for those of you who've been meditating for years like myself, you know what I talk about when I say you reach a point where you don't even need to sit and be like, I need to meditate. You're just in that state. You're in this beautiful frequency. You dip out, you fall out, you have stuff happen, life happens, but you feel it dramatically when you're used to being in that clear, honest, pure frequency. When you do fall out, whew, it does not feel good, and it makes the lack of alignment more stark, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing, my friend, because that's awareness, and meditation is about creating that awareness. I love you so much. Take care.